In this video, I'm going to explain how I recovered a $100,000 account from such a low point that I had practically already considered it lost, a 7% drawdown, with only 3% left before the account would have been blown and basically gone for good. I'd already thought about stopping trading it, but I said, well, I think I'm capable of bringing this account back, and that's exactly what happened. So in this video, I'm going to explain the strategy I followed to revive this instant funding account, always respecting consistency, not chasing a big win to recover it in one shot, but instead recovering it consistently. We're going to look at the history so you can see it for yourselves. But the most important thing here is to understand that even when bad streaks come, you must keep going, because at any moment you can come out of that bad streak and reach the goal you set. For those who are new and don't know this company, this instant funding firm, I'll leave you a link so you can get a 31% discount on your first purchase. After the promotion ends, it will only give you a 30% discount. I'll also leave you a coupon so you can apply it. Later, at the end, I'll explain the rules of this funding company so you can try it and skip evaluations, which often take time. They're not bad, but here you can withdraw without even passing a challenge. So look, this was my lowest point, $93,000. Then I started going up to $95,000, then $97,000, then back down to $95,000, again up to $97,000, and in the last week, from $97,000, I went up to $99,000, then down to $97,000, then up to $99,000, and finally to $101,220. Let's check the history so you can see it. The only thing I traded was gold. Look, I think it was around April 7th when a good streak started. Yes, look at this bad streak. I was doing things right, but still, a bad run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days in a row losing. That alone can bring your account down. Then on April 7th, I said, okay, I'll start looking for the best trades and see what happens. On gold, I made 2%, then the next day another 2%. I always go 1-to-1, that's why when I lose, you see almost a 2% loss. Here I lost, then another plus 2%, then I lost again, then plus 2% and plus 2%. So you can see how the days changed compared to that very red week. That's a very important point. Now I can explain some of the trades I took so you can see how this account is being traded. For example, the trade I took yesterday. Gold had broken previous highs. Let's look here. Gold broke these highs. We had this high here, and what happened? Price took it out, and we also had a zone that price could respect, which it actually did. But I didn't enter there directly. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart and see how I took the entry. I entered here. Look how after breaking, price made a change of structure at this point. It broke, started rising, and then made a correction. For me, it was a correction. I usually try to enter at the 61%, 71%, or 78% retracement. Yesterday, I entered on a rejection. You can see price started accumulating, then rejection here. My stop loss was wide, and the take profit was around here. That's why price didn't stop me out. On this account, I entered around here with a smaller stop loss and a take profit of only 100 pips. So the trade I explained was actually taken on another account. This was the one I took yesterday, 100 points. You can see here, from 4,825 to 4,815, about 100 points. That's all I needed for yesterday's trade. The other trades I've taken are similar. For example, I think it was these sell trades from the previous day around here, if I'm not mistaken, and those were about 200 pips. So as you can see, I've been trading based on market structure. That's basically what I've been doing to revive the account. Now the question is, can we reach the goal? We're aiming for 9% and we've only achieved the 1.22% so far, just starting to see the light after that negative streak. Let's look at the statistics. The win rate is 44.64%, which is quite low. The biggest profit is 2%. Why? Because to maintain consistency, I cannot exceed 2% per day. Everything is very controlled. Here's the equity curve. You can see how it was going down and now has started to rise. So this is what I wanted to show about this account. It's a $100,000 instant funding account. Now I'll explain the rules for those who haven't tried this company but want to. You can choose accounts ranging from $10,000 to $400,000. If you want to start with instant funding, you can begin with a $100,000 account, which is quite affordable, $238. But the account I have has a maximum total loss of 10%, so it ends up costing $345 currently. How does this benefit us? We have a maximum loss of 10% and a profit target of 10%. Compared to evaluation accounts, this gives us the same drawdown and a similar target to what we usually need in Phase 1. This is very beneficial because once we reach the target, the company pays 50% on the first withdrawal, 75% on the second and third, and from the third withdrawal onward, 90% of profits. That's very good. What we must respect is consistency of 20%. That's why my profit never exceeds 2%, because when I reach the goal, that consistency will remain at 20%. You can see the consistency metric here. For example, right now it's 164.56 because I've made little progress, but as profits increase, it goes down until it reaches 20% when we hit the 10% target required to withdraw. So that's what you need to be careful about with this company, respecting those rules. My suggestion is that if you try this company, you can pay via PayPal, cryptocurrencies, and others. Withdrawals can also be made via crypto, PayPal, or bank transfer. Personally, I always recommend withdrawing via crypto because it's the easiest and simplest method with fewer complications. The company is paying very fast. The last person who told me, because many withdraw and don't say anything, got paid in 12 hours, they withdrew around 8 or 9 in the morning and by night the payment was already approved. That's very good. Also, they are currently sponsoring a Canadian First Division team, so they are quite strong right now. I'll leave this information here. If you want to join our community or ask questions, you can do so. The link will be in the description of this video. This has been Top Roy, and I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.